Hi, my lovely YouTube family. Hope everybody's okay out there. I'm doing the best I can at the moment. I've just been told that I've just got to take it easy. Hence, while we've had this break in between, I'm just getting back on my feet and everything. So I'm getting there. But enough of that. Quick disclaimer, my name's Dawn, you found Lounge Bar Crime. Everything that you hear in this video is from my own research, it's my opinion and it's for entertainment purposes only. Right, so I've come on tonight to have a bit of a gripe about something. Something's irritated me a little bit, but anyway, I will get to it. So, first of all, I don't know how to get to it straight away. No. I'll get to it. I don't want to come on and start moaning about something straight away, but something's like, we'll get there. Right. So as you know, I did a video month back with regards Donna. Now I shown on them videos how she was quite it was all acting, everything was an act with her. We all know that. The dramas, and also how she played it out in court and everything, but I've got to say the difference between the sentencing, the verdict and the sentencing, doing the shake, doing all that, and then I think I called the other video like Defiance to the end, but then at the sentencing she did not break. That's the real Donna. All that other. So none of us can, because I did feel bad at that very first one where we saw her in the back of the van where she was shaking and she was practically lying down and everything. At one stage she nearly caught me out there. I did have a bit of a side eye on her, but she did catch me out. I did think, I wonder. Not that I cared that much, but nobody wants to see anybody like that, do they? Anyway, I'm glad that I saw her like that at the sentencing, because she stuck it out to the end, and she was a control freak right to the end as well, wanting to put her bit over and say her bit. And it was I found it quite interesting as well how Harvey got up, and you could tell that she had wrote that for Harvey. That was her speaking through Harvey, and the couple, everything that they had to say. It was all Donna. Donna wrote it, practically wrote word for word. So yeah, absolutely cheesed me off. And as you've seen as well, when she was going to and from the jail to the courts, after the sentencing and everything, she was really nippy on her feet, which I've shown that before, all that in the wheelchair before and at the verdict and all this lot. And then at the end where she was being really defiant, really controlling and everything, she just like carried on, sorted through, as I've shown in those videos where they filmed her in prison, in jail with Drina. We'll get on to Drina in a minute. So yeah, did she surprise me? No, she didn't. She didn't surprise me. But I think to actually see somebody be that hard faced, it's hard. Like I kind of giggled a bit when they were calling her Grandma Gotti and all that lot, because you just think, oh yeah, all right. But she literally is. I mean, to want to put a shoe down Rob's throat, mouth, however she termed it, don't quote me, I'm paraphrasing. How can you even think like that about your own kid? Yeah, and the other thing that kind of not surprised me again, but you just think how hard faced, because the Adelsons are hard faced. For her to like, I have said this before, but smiling at Wendy as Wendy was walking into the court and she was asking her to point her out and everything, and then the next minute she was dropping her in it. you know, like Jackie was questioning Wendy about what Wendy had said, and it was Wendy that had wanted this, and it was Wendy that, but I thought, what? Why are you smart? I mean, your daughter's treated you exactly the same way as you treated her. Fair enough, she was doing it. She was dropping you first, straight after Charlie. But yeah, it's like, what is it that you expect from your own daughter? You don't care about your grandkids. You didn't care about your grandkids. Again, that was nothing to do with care. That's not love. That's control. Anyway, that's just that out the way. I just wanted to cover that last bit of the sentencing and things like that because I went off sick. No, I didn't put a sick note in, but I went off sick. I've not been well, so. But there is one thing that I do want to pick up on that has irritated me quite a bit. So let's get to it. Right. Let's just get to the nitty gritty. Okay. I'm not going to be popular, but I'm not here for that. And I'm really not. I really don't do this for the money. I don't, as you can see, I don't sell anything. I don't have sponsors. I'm concerned about this case. And I do my own research and I come to my own conclusions. So, and I go down a lot of rabbit holes like everybody else does. Nobody does it for me. Okay? There's a reason I'm saying these things. So, as you know, I did a video not long ago to do with, a lot of it involved Tim Jensen and what he said about Donna being offered a deal. And I was quite honest in it. I was quite truthful in it. And I stand by it. And I take exception. I don't know if it was aimed at me. Let's put it this way. But I'm gonna get there with you. Sorry. I take exception for somebody inferring that I should apologise for anything, because I'm very good at apologising when I'm in the wrong. I think you might have seen it in one or two of my videos when I've been wrong and somebody else has been right. I've said, yeah, you're right, I was wrong about that. So I don't mind apologising if I'm wrong, because I don't find it difficult. Really, it's really difficult on how to put this, but I've got to do it, because otherwise I can't do this channel without being really straightforward. So let's just get to it. So the inmate that was in with Donna, Drina, was on STS. Okay, nice girl, very interesting, very interesting video actually. But in it, she did say that Donna had told her that there'd been an offer made to her for her to do 10 years for the rest of the family to be let go. Now, on the news of that, I felt, this is my opinion, I felt Joel, the presenter, I felt that he jumped a little bit too quick there, to say, you know, Tim said this. I can see that, you know, there's a few people that should be apologising right now. No. Okay? So, first of all, let's not go down this lane again, because it was a load of BS last time. Now, I'm not saying Drina is speaking BS. I'm saying Donna is. Okay? So, it was said on a few occasions that there was no offer made. Now, just because Drina has said, and she's being honest, Drina's being honest with regards to what has been said to her, And now are you now believing a murderer? Now, in order to fit the narrative, you're going to believe Donna, who is a murderer. I think we just need to step very carefully around this, because Dan Markel's family is involved in all this. But what doesn't make sense to me is Drina had said, I'll just repeat it, that if Donna was to accept 10 years, the rest of the family could go free. So that means to say that Georgia Cappleman has made an offer and waved bye-bye to Wendy and Harvey. Right? First of all, there was no deal given to Charlie. Why would you expect one to be given to Donna with all the evidence that they had? Okay. Also, when that came forward with regards Donna from Tim, that's when Donna's case was coming on top. The trial was coming on top. Everybody could see she was going to go down. And I feel that Tim Jensen has always had Wendy's back. Don't know why. Haven't got the answer to that. I haven't got a clue. And quite honestly, I don't care. A lot of people have presumed a lot of things. I'm not going to go down that lane with regards to it. But it was... And then, anyway, he was on STS, and then he went on Lawyer, you know. And then what he'd said changed slightly. Just a little bit, if I remember rightly. It changed a little bit. Now, in regards to evidence against that, Josh Zellman said to all MSM, mainstream media, that no deal had been offered. Now, I've covered it in the previous video, but I'll just touch on it here. STS did say that he'd emailed, I believe, Josh Zellman, and Josh Zellman's reply had said no firm offer. Okay. Now, in between, we've also got Jack Campbell, who said there was no offer, and he was quite concerned about how that could affect the case. And you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful doing things like this and saying things like this. This is why I don't apologise. I'm steadfast on that. That I don't owe no apology. I don't know if it aimed at me, Carl Steinbeck, because I know he's got his opinion that wasn't appreciated. Let's put it like that. But listen, there are opinions. But it's not just opinions. We've gone down rabbit holes and we've found information. And it's not just what somebody said to us. I'm excusing Drina. Drina has repeated what Donna has said. Okay. So, Jack Campbell had said no. And he was asked whether this could affect the jury. And he said that he was concerned about that. So I think we have an obligation to be very careful about what we say.
Reports that Adelson had been offered a plea deal of time served if she testified against her daughter and Markel's ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, were first reported on the podcast Surviving the Survivor. Adelson's attorney, Joshua Zellman, also confirmed to me in an email that no offer was made by the state to Mrs. Adelson.
Do you expect this rumour to have any impact on that jury selection?
Well, that's my concern, and that's why the ethical rules allow on pretrial publicity for corrections of things like this, and that's why I so quickly wanted to come out and correct it.
Now, the other thing is, also, Jackie Fulford said it herself in court that the defendant had not been offered a deal.
A cooperating witness testifying in these trials. Mrs. Adelson not only has maintained her innocence, she was never offered anything from the state.
Please continue.
Georgia Cappleman had also said if anything changed, she would let the court know. She didn't let the court know because nothing had changed. Do you actually believe, or does anybody actually believe, that Georgia Cappleman would like just wave bye-bye to Wendy and to Harvey and turn round to Ruth and Phil and say, right, like, don't know how to break this to you, but I know that you've been waiting around for 11 years. So what I've decided is I've given Donna 10 years and I'm going to let the rest of him go. Do you think Ruth and Phil have gone through all that to get a 10-year out of all the Adelsons put together? Oh, forget Charlie. The rest of the Adelsons, 10 years. You think, does anybody think that George Cappleman's going to do that? Because that's what that comment's saying. That's what Donna's saying, that Georgia Cappleman, or the prosecution, offered her 10 years, so the rest of the Adelsons are going to get the equivalent of 10 years for the lot of them. Forget the fact that they didn't need to do a plea deal with her. They had that much evidence. Why did they need to do a plea deal? It doesn't make sense. Also, bear in mind, I'm going to play you a couple of them. But also, if you remember, Josh Selman said it as well, that my defendant wasn't offered anything. So I can play you Jackie saying it, and I can play you what Jack Campbell says, that there was no deal on the table. With regards to the email, in fairness, let's just say this. So, in regards to the email back to STS saying no firm offer, I would have gone back and asked Josh Selman, why have you told the mainstream media that no offer had been made, but you've worded it to me as no firm offer, which indicates that there was an offer, but it's not a firm offer. Can you tell me why you've done? Because to me, it kind of worked. It worked for the defence to put a little bit of doubt there, that there was some doubt. That's how it works. But I found it so ridiculous what Tim had said with regards that offer, that first offer, that to let Wendy go, and Donna was going to do time served. So Donna, we're going to let you go after being in jail for 5 minutes. And you drop Wendy. Absolutely ridiculous. As I said in the other video, that was meant for us to. This was Tim Jensen, in my opinion, defending Wendy, watching Wendy's back. From what angle he was coming from, I don't know, but that to me was saying, right, I've got your back, Wendy. We'll throw some mud at this and upset it all. That's what all that was about. It didn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. All I think when I listen to all that is make it make sense. George Cappleman had no reason whatsoever to offer Donna any kind of plea deal. And like I said, you'll hear it from the horse's mouth, because I'll play it. You'll hear them say, and I'm not going to look for it for Georgia. Google it. Georgia actually says, no, nothing has been offered, and like if that changes, like I'll let you know. Which she didn't, because no offer was made. Donna's own defence says it. She looks at him when they say it, because no offer was made. So, yeah. So just going back to that. Listen, I'm not a complete. Okay. The interview with Joel and Trina was very good. She was very interesting. She seems like a nice girl. And I'm glad she did what she did. And, yeah. Put Donna in a corner. put her back in her place really, and got her sussed out, and yeah, she was quite valuable. But yeah, very interesting. But to say people should be apologising right now, for one, that both of those stories was, both of those talks of deals was completely different. One was for 10 years, one was for time served, one was to let the rest of the family go, and the other one was to turn Wendy in. So yeah, that's all done just to upset the apple cart, that just to put doubt everywhere. We all know that. We all know that this goes on. Did you not watch Rushborn? In fact, to be honest with you, I actually thought that story that came from Tim originally, I just thought it was more entertaining than listening to Rushborn going on about the extortion. It was just a joke. An absolute joke. And when Drina was talking about Donna saying that, I mean, again, I started to burst out laughing. I didn't think for a minute anybody was going to not disbelieve Drina, but believe that from Donna. Donna's a murderer. Why all of a sudden are we believing Donna? You know, it must be quite upsetting, this, you know, and nerve-wracking for Ruth and Phil Markel to hear stuff like this, that people actually, you know, believe this, because I don't. Not for 1 second. I just started laughing like I did when Tim was saying what he said, because so far both these stories, one's come from Tim and the other one's come from Donna. Okay. I don't know Tim. All I know is that I did not feel with Tim that he was totally on side. Let's just put it like that. Let me just tell you something else as well. I heard, I'm not even going to say who said it. I do hate it when people say that, because Tim said it. I got it from a good source. So I didn't get this from a good source. I heard it on a YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you which one. But somebody actually said that they wondered if Tim was going to represent Wendy. And at the time I started giggling. Because I thought, you know, why would he? And then you just start hearing some things, and then it was though when Donna's case was gathering momentum, it's like the hit the fan, and rubbish like that was coming out, and to me it was just so obvious. It was just so obviously BS, because it was all hitting the fan, and they was trying to put a stop to it. They was trying to do, whoever was in Donna's corner was trying to put a stop to it. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough on that subject. But just to say, I don't need, you know, if any of it was directed at me, I don't care, to be fair, because I know what I think, and I know that none of that adds up. None of it makes any sense. And I'm shocked that it's not been questioned. I'm shocked that nobody went back to Zelman and said, can I just ask you why, you know, again, like, why have you said one thing to mainstream media, but in my email you've said firm? Everything was very, like, cloak and dagger with it. It was all, you know, why not just put it out there? No firm offer has been made. Put it out there to mainstream media for all to say, but why not? He didn't use that. He didn't use that word. It was just used for STS, which to me speaks volumes. Because if there had been an offer, it would be out there, and let me tell you, the defence would have been very quick, I think, to drop that. But there wasn't. To the contrary, they said the exact opposite. Yeah. So far for these offers, it's come from Donna and Tim Jensen. Oh, not Tim Jensen, Tim Jensen's good source. A good source. Who we still don't know who that is. Whatever. Absolute rubbish. But please don't anybody. I'm very good. I am very, very good at apologising. But on this occasion, that will not be happening. And it's not deserved at all.